Yo, what is good? The mic's too close. My anime people, what is good, yo? Guys, this is what I call freedom of creativity. Um, I think this gun show actually is going to be something that a lot of people question from just the case of do they even watch it, and the other case is how can this show get you in the position to want to watch it more. um, they conveyed that stupidly good this week's episode. I expected this show to probably heavily bank on maybe some comedy or the case of like some heavy storytelling, but to think that it has a mixture of both. But the one story that we get from this kid learning just what he's going through and what this organization's been up to all along, pretty much in our this world that's been allowing it to do whatever it wants, has no idea. In the case of bringing to light what's truly going on. And I'm gonna have to close my window because as soon as I started talking, everybody and their mom's like, "Oh, whoa, the video's up. Let me try to get my car in there." Yep, got my car. You're good job. But with that being said, this show goes into great lengths of humanizing this gunhead man into a, overall, oh my god, I let my guard down. Overall good guy in the case of he can't pretty much turn down a kid, from what I understand, in the case of trying to help them, trying to at least reach a hand out and do what's right in his eyes. From what I'm understanding, it's one of his things that he's just not really happy with in the world that always comes with trouble and whatnot like that. Just like one other thing, humility. Um, it's those types of things in this show that gives us a good understanding of his depth as a character, his overall arc as a character. And now that we have someone to push him far enough to, want to reach out that hand and help as much as he possibly can, we're looking at a much more interesting story. But the one thing I wanted to say that I wanted to give it a chance, and why I automatically started to gravitate to it, is there's a show called Full Metal Alchemist, and if you haven't watched it, I don't know why you haven't. It's one of the goats of anime. People are all talking about Demon Slayer being the best anime right now. Like, there's Full Metal Alchemist that's just hanging out there. It's just an anime you can watch, get into, finish it, whatever. Brotherhood, by the way, Brotherhood. Um, this character of wearing, like, not just wearing, but being um, what you look like. He is literally this gun. He literally smokes cigarettes from the gun. In the case of, he has teeth underneath the barrel, so already it's just really out there. It's really out there and weird. Which is, there's nothing wrong with that. In the case of, why not be out there and weird? Why not push those boundaries when you've already made this character? So now that he's out there, he's one of the guys who acts first on any occasion of helping people and wants no credit for it, wants no reward, I should say, for it. In the grand scheme of just like, hey, I did this because I wanted to do it. I didn't do it because I'm going to get rewarded for it, like, and it's sometimes inconvenient for him. If you get in his way while you're doing stupid stuff, you're going to catch hands. I could just tell by his character that that's the feeling I get. I mean, he might walk out of some of the situations to smoke a cigarette or something, and then if you mess it up, then, yeah. But we know one of his true triggers is calling him a tool, or calling him something practically useless, because he's not in the hands of somebody that's supposed to be able to do what he's supposed to do. Like he's nothing without that part of someone else using him as a tool. So that's a big thing, and I already know that giving us he was, a certain type of fighting, and now that it's over, like, why is he even here? Like, why is he even still battling and stuff like that? So it's already hinted on that they know something about his past, and I'm not sure how many episodes we're gonna get of this, but if it was like a 26 episode thing, it would be pretty dumb crazy good if the animation stays the same, if the overall sense of why he's fighting for certain things stay kind of the same. Like right now, he's fighting for someone's life who came to him by using a machine, and his body is completely tore up. His tendons are cut. They took his vocal cords away. Like his hands on his like wrists are cut, and he can't do anything, right, in his human body. But because he could take over these machines, and that's kind of his power, he used the machine to then pick himself up and dip, which is super cool. In the case of how ridiculously good he could become with this ability. Not only that, he is kind of in the same position as this gun guy when it comes down to his body practically relies so heavily on the machines and stuff like that. So I think he would be able to even try to relate that on a closer level. So I'm loving it. The other thing about the character is very good voice actor. Sounds powerful. Sounds like he would be this character in real life, and I like that. So anime subs always usually bring it pretty heavy when they go in with their character choices and people that they think will fit the best. I do appreciate that. But the real thing that I'm looking forward to is what comes after all of this. Like, he's gonna get this guy off the bus, but our train that he just stopped with his bare fist after spinning his wrist barrels, and when he spun it, or not spun it, but when he used it one time, it had like a hook, like a line on it, and when it was shot, it shot out smoke. So it seems like he has every one of his barrels, like at least two of them have different uses already. So that's another cool part about his character. When he fell into water, he literally started freaking out because he thought he was going to rust. And the funny thing is, it was sewer water, so he didn't even add the nasty filth of all that stuff. He's just worried about rusting. It's like, yeah, that's water, gross. So it kind of gives me the feeling that they're going to keep it as realistic as possible. He's not going to be eating no food. I don't know why he can smoke, but and stuff like that, or at least he didn't do it this week. So I don't know. I definitely recommend giving it a watch. It's the things that you reach out and try to watch that prepare you for anything in anime. And I feel like after seeing shows that are much weirder than this one, it's nothing, right? Like, the cool part of it is how much is actually being conveyed by the story and the overall world building of how crazy this nun organization that's taking kids to experiment to learn how to get further powers and further extensions to, just humans in general, to use them to their advantage and whatnot, and how they're not even really seen that bad in the public eye. So that's going to change hugely if this kid gets out and his story gets out, so let's see how this turns out. I hope you guys are having an amazing one. There's so much stuff to talk about, and I'm going to try to get maybe one more video out. So if I put too much content on the channel, let me know. But I think letting it all just sit over time for you guys to be able to pick it up when you want is better than it not being there at all, right? Like, you'll be like, well, where's his review for this and this and that? Like, well, it's there. I just happen to put it out too early, or I happen to put it out a little bit later. So if I put it all out, have it out there, and you can just get it as soon as I can get it out to you, wouldn't that much better? So I just like to stack videos of all this stuff, so if you want to talk to me about anything, it'll be there. Or if you had questions and I answer them during the video, you're welcome. With that being said, have an awesome day, night, evening, whenever you watch this. I'm your boy, the Anime G. I will talk to you in the next one. Peace. Bang.